Okay. On our website, I have rewritten the travel tips. So what I'd really like to do is to go over that with you. This is where we will talk about the handy hints and the things for travel and that sort of thing. And then this will give rise, I'm sure, to more questions. And then that should basically finish up our meeting. The first thing is, of course, you all have a passport, and a valid passport. Turkey does require a visa. The visa you can purchase at the airport. When we get off the plane, we'll go down a long corridor, and then we come into the passport control area. Before getting to the passport control area, there are windows where you buy a visa. $20 American cash. They will not accept credit cards. They will not accept anything else except American cash. They won't even accept Turkish lira for it. So $20.
Bring a Lincoln.
Right. $20, and the official will take your passport and put a little sticker on. That's your visa.
Can you buy the visa here?
You can, but there's no need to. I mean, we'll all be standing in line at the airport. And then from there you go into passport control. They will look at the passport, look at you, look at the visa, and stamp the visa for entry. And then you go into the baggage section where we claim our baggage. Right by the baggage section is a place to change money if you want to. And it's probably a good idea to get some Turkish lira so that you don't have to worry about, buying things for a while.
Well, what will they take for buying the lira? Like credit cards or debit or cash?
Well, cash.
Cash, okay.
You should be able to,
Maybe
there's ATMs all over the place.
Okay.
So my recommendation is bring your debit card and bring your credit card. And that's really all you need. You can change cash, you can get Turkish lira from an ATM very easily, very automatically, and they are safe. They are all connected with banks. We don't have those standalone, I guess they do, but the standalone ones that you have, like, at the entrance to the casino, or so they told me. 7-Elevens or that sort of thing. But banks are everywhere. And you're safe, with the banks.
They don't have euro
No, they don't.
in Turkey?
No, it's lira.
I don't know why I thought it was euro.
They're not in the European
Not
Union.
yet.
Not in the
They're
European
trying.
Union
They're
yet.
trying. Yeah.
Okay.
More and more euros are being accepted.
Maybe we get there.
But,
What I found problematic, that's why I don't know roughly, in Israel, I was feeling like I was changing money more often than I wanted to because, and of course paying a fee each time, because I couldn't quite judge. And it wasn't because of shopping or anything like that. I just couldn't, I mean, can anybody tell me roughly what you thought you spent a day per day in terms of Turkish money? So that if I went to the ATM and got $500 worth of something, or $300,
Like
is that
aside
more
from
than enough for
shopping.
18 days?
Yes.
Now, if you go to the
Your
ATM,
food is included
yeah.
on the
Okay.
trip.
So basically you would be paying for lunches.
Hotel food.
Okay.
And You know,
Any museum entries or anything like that?
no, that's all taken care of.
And this balloon ride is extra?
The balloon ride will be extra. You can pay credit card for that.
Really, so like $500, $300 or $500? I just don't
Well,
know. I said I got kind of annoyed because you have to, first of all, wait a long time at every hotel in Israel.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you
here
have
we
to-
don't have to. There will be ATM stops, and we'll be leisurely enough that as
okay.
we're walking by a bank, somebody who needs some money can just go and push the right buttons and get what they need.
And
So,
you'd still have a chance to change it back again before coming back, probably.
well, you can, but of course you
Or
pay
spend it.
extra fees.
Yeah, every time you go, they suck
Yeah,
your feet
right.
a lot.
Yeah. I think you'll get used to it pretty quick.
Okay.
You'll get used to it pretty quick.
Father, is the fee charged at an ATM, is the one fee per indefinite amount of money? Or is it, a certain gradual fee
You
that
will
the
get-
larger the amount you pull out, the greater the fee?
Actually, that's up to your bank.
Oh, I see.
It's your
Okay.
bank that charges the fee.
Okay. I'll have
Yeah.
to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. So, whatever their service fee is, that is it. You will get, at the ATM, you will get the standard exchange rate. Now, it may be on the low side of the standard, there's two rates. But the major fee will be your own foreign transaction fee from your own bank. I think we'll get into money. That's another topic here. Staying healthy, I think, is a key concern, particularly since there was one year. Maria remembers it well. I don't think you were with us that year, but where everybody got sick because one person came sick, and because of the bus situation, and because we really weren't practicing. I think we, for the most part, weren't really aware of good hygiene. I've been more aware of good hygiene since then. Washing your hands all the time.
Hand
Blowing
sanitizer.
into your,
Yeah. Doing the vampire sneeze and that sort of thing. So try to stay fit and healthy before going. And I usually make a regimen of 3 or 4 weeks before of enhancing my exercise and doing, trying to eat a little bit better, and that sort of thing. I also always, I take along Airborne. I start taking I stay with my vitamins, start taking Airborne maybe a week or so before. Whatever that might do to help the immune system, I think it gives you a little bit of an edge anyway. But at least be sure that you're not skipping your vitamins and eating well. Do not worry about
And
the
sleeping.
food. Sleeping is a big thing, especially since your sleep is going to be disrupted by the time change and the air travel. Just FYI, my experience has been I have not had a problem adjusting to the time change going. I have not had much jet lag going there. I have always had significant jet lag coming back. Different people are different ways. Food and water is safe there, as safe as it is here, for whatever that might mean. Probably advisable to drink bottled water, but not more just because tap water is tap water. And bottled water is everywhere. So the thing that we do have to be careful of is not spreading a respiratory infection. And so that's where there's all kinds of stuff here about wash your hands, cover your cough or sneeze. Watch this and you'll never forget the rules about it's a children's program about the Dracula sneeze. I also am a believer in nasal irrigation with a neti pot or a bulb syringe, salt water to clean out your nasal passages, clean out your sinuses. It does work and it does help. And on the website there are some videos that show about this. A little excursus on weather. It's going to be chilly when we arrive. Chances are relatively good that we'll have rain for the first, it rains a fair amount in Istanbul. So it may be raining, or it may be damp, it may be a little chilly, it may be beautiful and sunny. It probably will not be mild and warm in Istanbul when we arrive. It may, greater chance of it being mild and warm when we visit it at the end, 2 weeks later. Where we are going, Izmir and Ephesus are on the Aegean coast. That will be a little more California style weather. When we go down to Antalya, that is very definitely nice, warm Mediterranean weather. When we go from Antalya to Konya, we're getting up on a high plateau. And it will begin to get a little chillier. Konya will probably be dry and chilly. Cappadocia, it has been known to snow on us. Not much, just enough to be kind of delightful. In fact, there was one, I think it was one of your years too, where we were up in the balloon at the crack of dawn and could see snowflakes.
Wow. So like high desert, or just Palmdale?
Kind of like high desert. I would say possibly a little more like Sierra foothills.
Okay. Okay.
So it must be cold up in the balloon when you're going.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, you want
It is. I would say
Chilly.
It will. No, it will be cold.
cold. Okay, all right.
And you kind of, you've got to kind of cuddle together and get close to the operator, because the operator has these big butane or propane jets
Sure.
forcing the hot air up. So when he blows those, it radiates a little heat down.
Good.
So it's like 40 degrees or less than that.
40-ish is probably
Okay,
about
all right.
right. Yeah.
Fair enough.
In other words, we're not going to run into freezing weather during the day, at least. There, probably it could get into the 30s at night up in Cappadocia.
Okay. All right.
But okay. The other
I have a
thing.
quick question. Is that the current temperature there? 41?
Yes.
Is that right now? Is
In
it current?
Istanbul, Turkey, this is the current
13
temperature,
hours.
41
Yeah.
degrees Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy.
But what time
Now,
is
the
it?
current time is
3:30.
1:43 in the morning.
1:43 in the morning.
That's not that different than California then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No. Imagine traveling, at that time, imagine traveling the length of California,
Okay.
coast and interior, how you would prepare to go from San Diego to San Francisco to Eureka to Shasta to
Yosemite.
Sacramento, Yosemite, down to the high desert and back would be pretty much what we will.
Very good.
Yeah, that's the gamut.
That's very helpful, yeah.
So just layer up.
Yeah.
And we
Layer.
need one dress or skirt or something?
Oh, I would say a long skirt, one long skirt.
I mean, are there places they
Just
won't let
in
us in
case.
without it?
No,
No.
no.
What? Even
You know, what I would suggest is kind of one set of clothing to be sort of on the grubby side of casual for, you know, climbing around rocks and that kind of stuff. And we're not going to do too much serious hiking, except possibly if we do go up to the Cave of St. Paul, and that's not certain now that we don't have item. But dress to be sloshing around in the rain.
Tennis shoes are okay?
Yeah, yeah. And also be able to be kind of dressy casual.
AM, PM?
Sort of,
On the bus or?
yeah, I don't know, for, you
The-
know,
well, the-
for a male kind of to look
Let's ask
a
for
little bit
let's
like
ask
Doug
a
there.
woman here.
I would say the only time that we dressed up was for the dinner at the end.
Jacket, no
Yeah.
tie.
Right.
And that's not really that
And it
necessary.
wasn't dressy.
The most,
Dressy.
yeah, the only really conceivable, pretty formal occasion would be if we do have the opportunity to meet the patriarch. Then you would want to, you know, sort of look respectable.
Dresses for women's skirts or pants?
Pants are fine.
Pants, okay.
Pantsuits.
Pantsuits, okay.
Yeah, you know,
There were some places in Israel,
yeah.
I'm going to take a skirt.
Oh, really? Good.
But just one.
Alma said, yeah, all you need
Yeah.
is one skirt for whenever you need it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
That's fine.
they're pretty,
Good enough.
they're pretty open, really, on tourists, say, visiting the large mosque.
Right,
That's surprising.
Your head has to be covered,
right.
Okay.
no shorts. Don't even think of bringing shorts. It's not going to be warm enough to wear them.
And no sleeveless.
And no sleeveless.
You can wear blue jeans? No, well, not,
Sure.
Jeans?
generally speaking.
Sure.
And the hot springs, to bring a bathing suit or no?
Yes.
Oh, yes, bring a bathing suit. Yeah.
I took a lightweight leather
Is that-
blanket, and I wore it in the rain, in the fog.
I said, thank you.
What was
I
that?
even folded
I've
it
heard
up
of
and
those now.
sat on it, and it looks great today.
What was that?
What is that?
No, no
A
Speedos.
lightweight-ish, leather
Over there,
coat.
they probably do.
A
Which
lightweight,
was
all-weather
warm,
leather
but I could
coat.
still put
Yeah,
a
write down
thin
Barber.
jacket
Something under
or a
it.
sweater or
Barber.
turtleneck.
Yeah.
Put my gloves.
Or something,
Oh, the bar,
or something that could be kind of like a windbreaker.
But I really
A barber.
don't sit on
I
it
just
A barber?
did
You know Barber
today.
No.
My
from England?
ankles.
Barber, B-A-R-B-O-U-R. It's like
Okay.
an all-weather.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Think,
I didn't have
think
boots.
all weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and an umbrella.
So definitely an
Umbrella?
umbrella.
Or would, if you have a hood, would
You
that
can
be
have a
okay?
hood.
That would be okay. It may not
Because you
substitute for an
could go
umbrella.
from your hotel room to.
That's got to be up to you.
How
Because
windy is it? Because if you're holding an umbrella and it kind of can turn it inside
Yeah, you
out.
can roll
it
it
could
down
be,
for-
but that can happen here.
So if you have a hood and an umbrella,
Lightweight
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
Shake
Yeah.
that.
You're
So-
prepared.
I don't want to take too much either, but
little assurance.
One thing that I think is important, it was a doctor who was on our first one that really insisted on this, is to get knee-length compression stockings.
Huh.
yeah.
They're really important for, you know, there is a danger in the airplane of deep vein thrombosis.
Mine on, couldn't get it.
And
How,
you've done it?
how do they help?
Pardon me?
How do they help?
They keep the blood
They
from...
keep the blood
going
from
down.
pooling down in your leg. In other words, they help to keep the circulation going up.
Oh.
You don't get as
And the
tired.
flight
a
is
great
how
idea.
long?
You don't
14
get as
hours?
tired.
Seven,
How long is
12,
it? Really?
13,
13 hours?
Seems like 17.
12 and a half going and 13
Drink a
and a
lot
half
of water,
coming
get
back.
up and walk around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Walk around.
but
It's a
you
good
know,
idea.
if you're sitting a lot, as I do, not only on the plane, I personally for the last 6 years, wear them all the time. And I only get them. And actually, this link is to where I buy them, the travel socks at
wow.
Ames Walker.
So it's on our, if we go to our itinerary, we have the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the travel tip.
Because she'll be walking.
Wonderful. Thank you for the.
You don't need any special immunizations. Be sure, though, your regular ones are up to date.
There.
Take all your medication,
Take your medication.
a little bit more.
If, for significant medication, bring a copy of your prescription. They have a lot of pharmacies. I think they're reliable, but, they can be generally reliable, but not for this specific thing. Whatever that
Yeah.
specific thing happens to be. So, bring an extra pair of glasses if you, to the extent that you really need glasses, because you don't want to have to see all of this blurry for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Technology of communication expands by leaps and bounds. More and more people are simply bringing their cell phones and getting global coverage. And I never thought that was worth the extra money. I'm going to do it this year. I think it is worth the extra money.
If you don't want them to call you, don't get it. Is that it?
If you want to get away from it all, this is the place.
Leave it home.
Email, Skype, Google Chat, all of those things are very possible. In the hotels, there is ever improving internet wireless service. Sometimes, though, when everybody in the hotel is online, it becomes very difficult to
Oh, really? It's
to connect, or you're sort of there waiting for a half hour for your own little packet of bandwidth to go through, that sort of thing. But that's all improving, and every year I think every hotel has improved in it. Here's the difference in time, 10 hours ahead of us. So this little chart can be real helpful. Like if it's 8 a.m. here, it's 6 p.m. there.
That's a good time to call.
Yeah.
Okay.
That type of thing. So evenings there is mid-morning here, and vice versa. Electricity. With it's 220, 60, 50 cycles. And you probably do not need a converter. All you need is an adapter. An adapter, because it's two-pronged,
oh,
okay, and then this will fit this. One of the things that even some of the nicest hotels, the best hotels, have, there are two things that you can almost count on not finding in a hotel. One is a spare outlet. Often, we've had to unplug the TV and put this in, and then, it can charge various
Yes.
iGadgets or eGadgets. All chargers are dual voltage, so you don't have to worry. But the only thing you might really need to be careful of, might be an electric shaver. If it's chargeable, it will probably charge with dual voltage, because all transformers now are dual voltage. They simply are. You almost don't have to check the specifications anymore. But there's two things that I wouldn't know anything about. One is electric shavers. The other is,
Hair
Hair
dryer.
dryers.
well, hair dryers. All the hotels have hair dryers.
Okay.
But you need the adapter to use it.
No, they have
they
them
have
in the
them.
rooms.
Oh, good.
They have
For
them in the
their
rooms.
own,
For their
electrical.
They're built in
I see.
to the
Okay. Yeah.
into the bathroom, so you
Yeah.
don't really have to worry about a hair dryer.
Okay.
If you use a curling iron, you may have to worry. They do make dual voltage curling irons, but you've got to check the specifications. You can buy them, at Target or CVS or whatever if you use them. But just be sure that it's dual voltage.
How would you know?
It'll say it
Look
right
in the
on
fine
Say
print.
It'll say 110/220.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 110,
click.
220.
Yes.
But this little arrangement with a, and you can get this at Fry's Electronics, you can get it online. I've got links here to Amazon.
Could you pass that around?
What is it called, Father? What do you call it? An adapter?
Well, US to European plug adapter.
U.S.
The
to
thing-
what? To European?
Yeah, the thing that you don't want to get is a converter. The converter converts 220 to 110.
Oh.
You don't want that.
That simply is a waste of time, a waste of money and a waste of valuable weight. And for some reason this isn't. Well, that's not clicking. Maybe it's.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
I really enjoy it.
Anyway, pass this around. You can also get little cheap non-grounded ones. And I didn't bring one of those down, but I will be bringing several extras along just in case you forget one or don't get one or whatever. But these are two separate things, but available very
An
cheaply.
adapter and the other is called a
This triple tap,
triple tap.
yeah,
Okay.
hardware store. I don't know why that's not linking. Anyway. What else? Any other questions about electricity? Pictures are on this link also. Laundry.
Oh, yes.
This is kind of significant for us because of the weight restriction for those internal flights. The baggage restriction is 44 pounds.
That's less.
Per bag or per person?
Person.
One bag, for checked luggage, one bag, 44 pounds. Now, that's not the case going over there. Going over, each person can have two bags, 50 pounds each. Wow. But you try to take that on these two domestic flights there, and you will be paying 3 Turkish lira per kilogram over 20 kilograms. 20 kilograms, 44 pounds.
So, question: are we going to have a situation where you can leave some behind? Or you mean the whole time it's a flow? You've got to keep
Yeah.
everything with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A backpack, can we have that like as on our shoulders?
Well,
Your carry-on, yeah.
Like that's my carry-on?
well, try as I might, I could not find rules for carry-on for the domestic flights. There was one statement on the website that basically said it depends a lot on the model of plane and the runway and the airport that you're actually taking off from. So,
The mood of the flight attendant.
in the mood of the flight attendant.
One flight attendant.
The flight attendants are pretty good.
I have a feeling I'm going to need Dramamine on those.
No, I don't think so.
Are they, they're not prop, I hope.
No,
And
no,
not
they're,
real long flights anyway.
they're good planes.
Okay.
And the flight attendants are fine. There's
Father,
no problem.
Father, may I ask the ladies
problem.
what,
Anything is
how many bags they took? The ladies, how many bags did you take? How many, what did you carry on, and how many,
I took a carry-on, excuse me.
okay.
Yeah. Of course, I had my 44 pounds or whatever I was allowed, but to carry with me, I took a small carry-on, and I put my purse inside. So they thought it was, it was okay. It wasn't very big, but I could take everything that I needed on the plane.
So you had two
You-
bags.
So I had
One
to-
that you
I had
checked
to-
in, and what
it
did you
was a
carry?
cloth one, so it wasn't very heavy. So if I wanted to travel in the bus, I could put some of that stuff in my suitcase, and I could still carry my carry-on with whatever I needed. A poncho, a scarf, a gloves,
Yeah, that's what I did.
snacks, my medication.
That's why the backpack is nice, but
No,
I
I
put my
didn't take a
purse, no, but I
backpack.
put my purse in the backpack.
That's what I did,
Yeah.
Those of you who've been with me know that I have this hard-sided
Just one.
suitcase,
The other one is
26 inch, which
probably an old
fits
dress.
a lot.
It'll look good.
Um,
It's fabric.
that also weighs,
And I carried that.
it's one of the absolutely lightest of the suitcases, types of suitcases that are made.
And
That
then
weighs
the suitcase.
9 pounds. So I went online and looked for whatever might be lighter. The lightest thing that I could find, and it just arrived this week, was this duffel bag. This has, oh, it's,
Does it have
Down.
wheels, Father?
No.
Yes.
yes, right there.
Wow, cool.
Who makes
And,
it?
And the handle.
and the trolley handle.
Tuning
It also has 5,500 cubic inches, whereas my 26-inch hard side has something like 4,100, 4,400. So it actually fits more than that does. 6 pounds.
Cool.
Oh my God. Who makes
Wow.
that?
Pardon?
Who makes that?
Kelsey. I think- Yeah, Delsey.
Good find.
But
Delsey, and it's spelled D-A.
D-E-L-S-E-Y.
Oh,
I think I've got the link in here. You know, I'm a little ahead of myself here. Hotel and laundry. Let's go down to.
Yeah, I'll have to
So,
put
Father, are you going back to
ribbons.
laundry? Because you didn't mention our laundry conditions.
It's the big.
And how
Right,
costly it is to
right.
have it done in the
And what's
hotel,
it take to
Yeah.
as
make
someone like
laundry?
I can tell you.
Okay.
Here.
I
And then
intensify.
you just put your
Dollar
scarf.
underwear.
Because you need to have that with you.
Okay, if you look on the website,
Silk scarf on each.
under clothing and baggage, this duffel bag, this is where I got it.
Ah.
Luggage to go.
Cool.
So just click on duffel bag there, and you'll find the luggage to go.
It looks like a purse. When you
Back
check
here,
in, they won't look at it like a carry-on.
back on the laundry. You know, I've always been a big fan of bringing stuff that you can wash out in the sink. I think that is still a good idea. I don't know how people who are rooming together will manage those things, but you manage them, I guess. Um, uh, one of the reasons is that, for the most part, prior to
Totally.
prior to this, we would be at most 2 nights in any given hotel, and then we'd have a lot of one-night stands. Well, you're not going to dry anything in that time, but you can pack it in a plastic bag and hang it out for several nights. But the other significant thing is you cannot get hotel laundry.
Turned around that fast.
turned around that fast, and be sure that you will get it in time to leave. However, with our itinerary now, we're one night on arrival in Istanbul. We'll be 3 nights in Kuşadası, 2 nights in Pamukkale, Hierapolis, 3 nights in Antalya, back to 1 night in Konya, and 3 nights in Cappadocia, and then 4 nights in Istanbul for the regular pilgrimage. So you could take this and maybe plan, for example, to have a hotel laundry in 1 or 2 of these hotels. It can be a bit expensive,
Yes, it can.
but
That's why I said
As I know.
but you know
99-cent store.
it's cheaper than overweight baggage.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Says he was going to go over there and travel.
and a lot depends on where. You know, that hotel in Antakya, the Grand Antakya Hotel, was very cheap and very good for their laundry.
It was the one in Izmir.
But see, those places, the more cosmopolitan areas, the more country areas will be cheaper. The more cosmopolitan areas will be more expensive.
It's a laundry service, or will they do it for you, or it's like machine?
No, there are no laundromats. There are no self-serve laundry facilities anywhere in Turkey.
Except in your bathroom.
Period. Except in your bathroom. One of the things that I would also recommend bringing are a couple of plastic coat hangers,
Oh, yes, yes.
because those gizmos that they sell in travel stores of, you know, travel clotheslines and all of that, I never find a place to hook them. You know, or the place where you might hook them is about 6 inches beyond the length of the.
We use plastic clothespins that have the hook on them and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
clothespins down
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Those things
Yeah,
can be
that's
good
good.
too.
Yeah.
Those things can be good too.
But you have
So-
Wait, they have the inflatable ones too.
but you have to plan
Yes.
your life.
Fold them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The nice thing about the plastic is that you can leave it behind.
Right.
And the inflatables you take along because you want to save. Father, would this work? I know on vacations, my husband and I have collapsible little wash pans that fold to about so. And at night, I just put some soap in there. I put undies. I don't even wash them. I just put them in the sudsy water. And in the morning, I just, rinse them out, and that's it. Would that work on this trip? Would that? No,
It's
no.
going to add to your
Well,
weight.
You know,
Huh?
It's going to make your weight.
it all depends. You know,
Oh, you dry them in the morning.
No,
you
the
rinse
hairdryer.
it out. It's
no, the
if
weight
You're there.
the weight of your collapsible wash pan.
They're plastic. They're
Ju-
very
ju-
light.
You know, just remember, you may need to jettison some things as you're packing in order to stay under the 44 pounds.
Ah, okay, very good. Thank you.
As you were talking, if you're thinking about, and this was just a thought, something similar that would be much lighter.
Plastic bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those 2.5 quart, no, 2.5 gallon, large bags with the plastic slide
seal.
zipper
Okay.
may be able to serve because it'd be waterproof.
Yes. Yes.
And may be able to serve something of the same
I like
same
that.
sort of purpose.
Wow.
I do. Great.
For soaking.
Yeah, and you just put your undies there overnight. In the morning, you rinse them out, and if you're going to be there another night, they'll have.
Dating yourself.
They can air dry that day.
That's a great idea.
If
Okay.
your undies don't dry, then you can put them back in the plastic bag and take them with you and dry them the next day.
Or wear them in the rain.
Or hit it with
On the back of the bus seat.
with a dry.
Now,
I could just see the back of the bus with the clothes
you may remember a little while ago, I said there were 2 things that you can count on that a hotel in Turkey will not have. One is sufficient electrical outlets. The other is washcloths.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Turkey is the home of Turkish towels, The towels are
Send them
wonderful,
overseas.
but they're not the home of Turkish washcloths for some reason. So if you use washcloths,
Take them.
you have to take them. So I always take two, but have a plastic zip bag, and I always use the ones with the slide zip. Now, they're great for organizing clothing too. So that's my. What else?
Put everything in a bag.
We went through weather. We went through clothing. Any other clothing? Laundry.
If you
Health.
plan to use the bathroom sinks, take a stopper.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Stopper.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's key to the whole
Yeah.
thing.
That's right.
Make it easier to.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
them don't have stoppers.
Right.
Yeah.
I still have mine in the case.
I think you mentioned in there, Father, that the shampoo from the little,
Bring
the
your
little,
own.
bring your own?
No,
I think you mentioned they were okay for washing
I just use regular soap myself, but
instead of taking
but
like.
but the shampoo is good for washing clothes
Okay.
because they always have separate shampoo and conditioner. So the shampoo is usually formulated to rinse completely, and that's basically what you want in a.
Do they have those in the hotel, the little
Yes.
shampoos?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What about shower caps? Or
Some-
should we
Some-
take our own? What?
Some shower.
Take your own?
Yeah, take
Okay.
your
Yeah.
own.
Just to be
Yeah.
sure.
Some
So-
do, some don't.
Some hotels that just seem to be very ordinary have all of those little fancy goodies, and others that would seem to be, hey, this is a prestigious place. We'll have kind of the basic shampoo and conditioner in bottles that the printing has been worn off enough so you know that it's been refilled.
And security, like almost every hotel had a safe in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, is there any issue about leaving our stuff in the room, or have you ever had any problem?
We've never had any problem
Keep
with
your passport on you?
keep your passport on you, certainly. But I've never had a problem with electronic equipment or
Left in the room?
left in the
It's
room.
okay. Do you carry your little notebook with you, or?
Yeah.
You do, on the trip?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
you don't leave it in the
Every
room,
day.
you take it,
Well,
on the-
sometimes I'll leave it in the room.
oh, okay.
Yeah, things can happen anywhere.
That's true.
So for security, the bigger thing is pickpockets. You're going to be safe, generally safe from the kind of crime, even street crime, that we
Your
we are afflicted
well-being.
with here. But the two things to watch are in crowded touristy areas, pickpockets. There are opportunists. And then in some of the touristy areas also, there are those who are going to sell you things or ask where you're from, and it just so happens that their brother-in-law comes from the same town, and come on in and let me buy you a drink, and et cetera, et cetera. We did have one year where somebody the first night bought a carpet for several $1,000s right around the Madison Hotel.
They
I-
did what?
Yeah,
I bought carpets, but not around the Madison.
yeah. But I mean, this was the first night, and fortunately that deal, Iden was able to get that deal reversed, but.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do that sort of thing. And as you're walking around on those streets, I would say, particularly for a woman, don't go out walking alone. But they are going to be out trying to get you into their shop.
Oh, right,
Or
right.
standing by the bus store when you come out in the morning.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
May I ask the ladies what you take in your purse, like a scarf that you have for the mosque, or I mean, what did you
Yeah, I
always
had a
have?
small one that I could roll up and put in my purse. yeah.
Okay, what about a little shopping bag or something that if you buy a couple of things that you at least can?
If you have one of those collapsible ones, that's a good idea because those fold up and you can stick them in your purse.
Okay,
Everybody has plastic shopping bags. anywhere you buy something, there'll be shopping
Okay.
bags. I mean, I think, having your own purse, utility bag,
Uh-huh.
tote bag, whatever, I would say it's kind of important that it not have an open top,
Right.
Yeah.
zip
Needs a
top or
zipper.
something.
And you need to keep it so that it isn't over your shoulder. I mean, it needs to be
What?
either in the front or
Or this
got to
Crisscross or something.
crisscross, so that you know what's going on.
But
Especially
other
if
things?
you go to the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's so crowded and
Okay, but you
And you
carry
gotta be
gloves
careful
and a
of
scarf.
people
and-
racing motorcycles in the Grand Bazaar now.
Oh, my
Pardon?
God.
Pardon? What
No,
is that, Father?
I'm just, if you saw Skyfall, the early scene of the motorcycle.
Oh, my God.
We were there last year.
Oh, when they were
Last year when
filming?
they were filming
Oh, my.
there, we were expecting to, run into all kinds of crowds and disruption and traffic and all of that. We didn't. But they're, because they had most of their filming right around the Grand Bazaar, and we weren't really that close to that. But it did make the news that, anybody seen Skyfall?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. The motorcycle chase
Yeah.
through
Yes.
The roofs.
well, not the roof, but
through the
through the stalls. They actually did have an accident and totally demolished somebody's store in there. Nobody was hurt, but the guy was complaining. They assured me this wasn't going to happen. That it was perfectly safe. Well,
Insurance.
even stuntmen have some problems.
Right.
Be sure though and go to the mosque that is there near the Spice Bazaar, the one that's upstairs. I can't remember.
Rustem Pasha.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
such a beautiful
Yeah, that will
mosque.
probably be on our extra days itinerary.
That's such a beautiful
Yeah.
mosque.
It is a lovely one. Maybe we'll include it. We don't have. I'm hoping that our guide will be flexible. Because I don't have it planned out, but I'm wanting to plan that. Those extra. Well, our regular days in Istanbul, I want to plan them a little differently than I did, and I think that will be one good one. Back on money.
Yes.
As of yesterday, $1 is worth 1.77 Turkish lira.
Very good.
And 1 Turkish lira is worth 57 cents. So you can more or less think $1 will be about 1 3/4 Turkish lira equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a Turkish lira will be about 50 cents. So if you see something
Wow.
priced in like
That'll work.
50 Turkish lira, that would probably be the equivalent of around $25.
Phone,
Currently.
Father, on your cell phone, do you have that app for currency?
Yeah. And it's
Conversion?
Conversion, thank you.
it's on here, and you can put it on your laptop or your whatever. It's a good thing to have. The other thing is, don't forget to call your bank and let them know where you're going. And if you're like I have a debit card and a credit card from 2 different banks. So I need to be sure always to notify one bank for the debit and call the other one for the credit. And that's
My husband, Alan.
hello, Alan. And it can avoid hassles, but it's not absolutely foolproof. There have been people who have been refused a credit card transaction there by their bank, even after they've called. But part of that is because of additional security. If you don't call, you'll almost certainly be refused. So
And so about at the end for the driver and the guide and all
Oh,
that,
yeah.
how much money do we have
okay,
that extra?
the current tipping. By the way, you all know that traveler's checks disappeared with the dinosaur. They are no longer.
Oh,
Don't
I
even
haven't
think
even-
of traveler's checks.
Oh.
Okay. All tips are included. Currently, the suggested minimum for the tour guide is $8 to $10 per person per day. And for the driver, $5 to $7 per day.
Could you just say it again, would you please? I know it's on there, but
$8 to $10 per person per day as a tip for the tour guide.
uh-huh,
That's the suggested amount.
uh-huh.
For the driver, $5 to $7 per person per day.
Okay.
So what that means is, let's say for 17 days times $10 would be $150, $200 equivalent for the guide. Now, a lot has to depend on your satisfaction level. By the way, don't even think of tipping me.
And what denomination to give to them?
Catholic is fine.
American Greek.
Couldn't anything, because the tips are going to be collected towards the end.
I know, but
So whatever you happen to have,
no, but we spent so much time at the very end counting out all that money. Some of us got
okay.
sucked
Here's what
into
we're going to do:
Uh-huh.
is one person will be given an envelope with a list of the people in it.
Oh, good.
Okay, and we'll ask you to be sure that you get that you have contacted everybody. You be your own judge as to what you want to give on the tip. The suggested is there.
Is that
So-
in Turkish lira, or would that be in US dollar?
Well, the U.S. dollar or equivalent in lira or euros or whatever you have. You know, it's one way to get rid of a bunch of lira if you have them. But those envelopes will be collected, and then the money in the envelope will be given with a card and maybe a little token gift and whatnot to the guide at the farewell dinner.
I just couldn't believe how the higher finance of getting 26 people to figure out what they wanted to give, and some gave practically nothing. They said they weren't satisfied. Some gave a lot more. So you're trying to count this all up. The only thing that helped is that we were at a bar while we were counting it out. So we could help drown our sorrows, but it was tedious.
There's really no need to count it.
No, just.
I mean, just
put
The
it in.
envelope's the envelope.
the envelope's the envelope.
Father, one question. Here in the United States, when you stay at a hotel, you usually leave some money for the housekeeping, cleaning lady or whatever. Is that
Maid.
something that you do over here too?
Well, the service tips are all included.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you got a little extra service from somebody, give them a little extra something. If you want to leave something in the room for the housekeeping people, they are not well paid.
Oh.
They aren't anywhere in any culture. So leaving a little something will certainly be appreciated. The other thing is where we celebrate Mass in a church.
Oh, yeah.
Usually those churches are pretty poor. And they're doing a significant ministry of witness and presence and all of that, so we will be taking up a collection at those Masses and leave it with the caretakers of the church. Where we're celebrating Mass in a hotel room,
No.
no, not necessary. What else? Baggage information you can always get on Turkish Airlines website. Be sure you have enough of whatever prescription and over-the-counter medication you feel you need. I take a bunch of vitamin pills in the morning, you know, supplements and all of that. I put them in little snack bags, one-a-day snack bags. And
That's enough.
are we? It is now 4:23.
Having fun.
Wow.
Oh, Father, do we all meet at the airport, or do we meet here and then go to, how do
We'll
you?
meet at the airport.
At the airport, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try and get an aisle seat.
Are we assigned seats on the plane, or do we get there and then look for our own seats?
You know, you should be getting
Didn't think about churches and.
you should be getting an e-ticket from Executors.
When?
I don't know.
More or less. Oh, okay.
But as far as booking your seat, it's not until you check in?
No,
We got them ahead of time.
Karen's. You know,
Because we were all together.
That's right.
I don't know. We'll have to find out. I would say call Executors about you know, about the seat reservation. That I don't know. Karen Berry said that she is going to try to come to the next
Meeting.
meeting.
Good.
And so she'll be able to answer final questions. At the next meeting, here is what I would like to cover. I'd like to do something about our Christian faith. Aiden always said that the biggest problem with Muslims is that they don't know the Quran. You know, they revere the Quran, but rarely read it, rarely really study it, except for those who, you know, have some kind of professional interest or their own religious interest, and sometimes, you know, the single-minded, rigid people will always mine scriptures, as do fundamentalist Christians, will mine scriptures for their particular quotes to use as ammunition. But as far as really knowing what Islam is and teaches and stands for through history, most Muslims are very ignorant of that too. Well, so are most Christians, for that matter. So, you know, I want to begin a little bit on my perspective of understanding our Christian faith and heritage, because it's so much more than just the scripture that we are studying. And that's why I never call this the footsteps of St. Paul, because, as I often say, to follow in the footsteps of St. Paul, you would have to walk 20,000 miles.
We will.
And but I also will want to go into a little bit of understanding Islam, and certainly their theology. The theology of Islam is almost non-existent, but it is much simpler, and that makes it attractive to a lot of people, much simpler than Christian theology. But of course the practice of Islam is all over the place, just like Christian practice is all over the place.
So anything we should read ahead of time you recommend? That's
The Quran.
no.
Well, you're not
But I'm
gonna
going to
have
Congress this week, and they'll have all kinds of books.
They will have all kinds of books. You know, whatever looks attractive to you. At this point, I find much more online
Okay.
than I do in books, even though I am still avidly reading a bunch of books.
So no Islam for dummies or anything like that?
Well, there is that. And that's, you know, those two Idiot's Guide and For Dummies guides, both actually are pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I was joking, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, both of them provide a you know, fairly decent introduction.
Okay.
The Catholicism.
Right?
The Catholic Catholicism has info on Islam.
A little bit, yeah. I'll try to talk a little also about understanding today's Turkey and whatever other questions that there are. Yeah, I'm a little, well, I will call, I'll email this evening Karen about seat reservations. And, tell her that I suggested that you call her if you're concerned for a
Window seat.
window seat or aisle seat or.
Father,
On the
did
way.
Iden ever record any of the information that he shared with us about the Muslim faith? Remember on the bus he would talk about it, and it was so educational. And I just wondered if maybe there was a tape or something.
No, I may have some recordings, but you know, I haven't really yet edited most of that stuff,
Oh,
sadly. Enough for one day?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
So-
thank you.